afternoon. Good afternoon, Akwaaba, to one and all. Thanks for joining again. My name is Mark. If you haven't joined in before, but I think we've got our regulars, which is all good. Yesterday is Sunday, the 4th of October. The year's flying by. It's I won't say it's a bit scary because the year's been a bit up and down, but yeah, I hope everyone is well. Hope everyone has had a good week. Have your towel handy and some water. We're going to go in with a nice flow, as always, this morning. I'm going to focus on the back. I have recorded a 15-minute session, which I'll be uploading on Tuesday, which focuses on the upper and lower back. So there'll be elements from this practice which you'll see in that 15-minute session. But yeah, let's get cracking. Music is off. It's 12:30. Have your water handy as always and your towel. We're going to start on. Should we start? I'm going to start on our knees. So if you've got knee pain, feel free to put a towel underneath your knees. Feel free to have your knees apart and your feet together at the back of your mat. Put some blocks on one side. Start by just rolling the head from side to side to bring some movement into the head and the neck. Maybe close the eyes as you're doing so, just so that you're coming into the present moment and you're just trying to let go of any noise or any headaches that might have accompanied you before you arrived on the mat. So blink open your eyes. I'm going to start by taking a stretch over towards the left hand side. So on the inhale, I'm going to lift that right arm up towards the ceiling. You're going to be nice and tall, and on the exhale, just place the left hand to the left side and take your stretch over towards the left side. You're going to get a nice stretch through your intercostal muscles down the right side of your body. The intercostal muscles are the muscles in between each of the rib cages. Get a nice stretch coming in there, and on the next breath, we're going to start to create a semicircle. Start to bring the right arm down towards the right diagonal, so left diagonal center, and then place it over to the right side. And then just go and switch up onto the other side. So the left arm comes up and over, and take the stretch over towards the left hand side. Inhale in, select breath into the lungs. Exhale, see if you've got any more room to bend into that right elbow, and take the stretch a bit further over. And start to take that left arm down towards the front diagonal, center, and over towards the left hand side. And repeat that stretch. Instead of right arm up and over. So you've got any more room, this time stretch a bit further to the right before bringing it all the way down, front center, or going to the right side, up and over, and then again take the stretch over towards the left. Take an inhale in and exhale, see if you've got any more room to bend. And come towards center again, and lift both arms up towards the ceiling. Really feel as if you're trying to touch the ceiling. Inhale in, let that oxygen into your lungs, your ribcage expanding out, and then bring your hands into prayer. And take both hands into an interlace and place them behind your lower back. So the hands interlace, going to lengthen out the arms and start to tilt the body up so your chest faces the sky. Either keep your chin to your chest, or if you can, feel free to drop the head. Look up. Really feel as if you're pinching your shoulder blades together, create space in the front of the body. And on the exhale, release the arms out, just shake them out. This time I'm going to place both arms so they're parallel with the mat. So you're in that cross position. And on the inhale, currently your hands, your palms are facing down. You're going to turn so your palms are facing up, and if you do so, you're going to face again chest to the sky. And on the exhale, roll your hands forward, roll your shoulders forward, hunch over, so you gaze down towards your navel. On the inhale, again, roll your palms back, shine your chest up towards the ceiling. And on the exhale, reverse it, so take your hands forward, roll through the shoulders to explore any tightness. Sounds like you're feeling heavy. Let's go for one more. Roll your palms up and forwards and shine your chest to the sky. And exhale, roll your hands forward. One more time. And relax your arms down. Let's come into tabletop. So I'm going to spin round. So you want your knees stacked underneath your hips and your hands stacked underneath your shoulders. And come into a few cat and cows. Just to, again, bring some nice movement to the back. So as you do on an inhale, take the gaze up towards front diagonal. Belly roll the belly down. And on the exhale, push your hands into the mat, take your gaze to your navel. Really curling to upper back. Draw your belly in. On the inhale, reverse it out. Draw your shoulders back, look up to the sky. On the exhale, push it to the mat and look to your navel. Step for one more. Barrel the belly down, really undulate through the back. And exhale, reverse it out. Just for the next 5 breaths, just come into your own freestyle. Just move your body any which way you want to. You might want to take a figure of 8 with the hips. If you've been out on a bicycle this week or you've been for a run, really explore into the hips here. Your hips normally get tight from such activities. And I want you to have that freedom here to really experiment and see where your body takes you without any guidance. Just start to coach yourself, start taking responsibility for your body and your practice. So if you've got any injuries, or ladies, if it's your time of the month, again, just listen to your body and take any modifications. Let's all come back into stillness and come back into our tabletop. So from here, we're going to put the feet together, keep our knees apart, and just push and sit back into our child's pose. So bring your bum to your heels as close as you can. So bring your torso and lastly your forehead as close as you can towards the mat. And just feel grounded, supported by the mat here. Let's take a deep inhale in through the nose and exhale everything through the mouth. Let's go for one more. Deep inhale in, expand through your ribs. Really exaggerate that breath out. On the next one, I'm going to come into our Ujjayi breath, so inhaling in through the nose and exhaling through the nose. Just bring that restriction to the back of the throat to create that deep whisper-like sound. You can use this breath just to bring a sense of calmness, whether you're on the mat or you're out and about. If you've got any meetings during the week, anyone's doing your head in. Just use this breath just to come into nice calmness. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the nose. You start to walk. The hands forward, so come up onto the fingertips. Your head is still on the mat. You're high in the fingertips and your arms are raised off the mat. And then just start to bring small movements into the shoulders. So first draw your shoulders together, your fingers are still on the mat, and then relax the shoulders down as you create room between your shoulder blades. Inhale, bring the shoulders together, really squeeze between your shoulder blades. Just feel any tightness there. And on exhale, relax. Relax your shoulders down. Draw your shoulders towards your ears. Let's go for one more. Inhale in. And exhale out to release. On your next breath, start to walk the hands forward and come into puppy pose. So we're bringing our hips so they sit just above our knees. Walk your hands forward. So the good thing about you guys, and I was watching you unlike me, so my butt high in the air, which looks a bit awkward. Just walk your hands forward and then start to bring maybe your forehead to the mat. Just trying to create an opening between the shoulders. I'm going to stay here for 10 breaths. So either stay on the forehead, or if you want to go a bit deeper, just start to bring your chin forward. So your hands go a bit more forward, your chin comes down to the mat. You get a bit deeper into the shoulders here. You can try and keep your hips above your knees if possible. You can go a bit deeper. See if you can bring your chest a bit closer towards the mat. That's a nice opening in the shoulder blades, front of the chest. On the next breath, Just roll forward onto the head and just push yourself up, back to your tabletop. Let's take one more cat and cow. So inhale to look up. Exhale, take your gaze to your belly button, curl your toes under, and using your palms, just push into the mat as you come into our first downward facing dog. It's the first time we're really coming to the legs. Just start to walk them out. Walk the left leg out and the right leg. Start to engage through your calves. On the inhale, let's start to lift that right leg so it's parallel with the mat. And if it's there for you, take it all the way up towards the back diagonal. Hold it there for 3, 2, 1. Start to bend into the knee. So keeping your hands and your torso facing forward, just start to bend your right foot over towards the left side. And start to just wind up through that right foot, bring some movement to that right foot, take it one way then the other. So from here, your hips are stacked over one another. And then bring your leg back down to the mat. So we'll meet back in our down facing dog. And take the other side. So you can take that left leg first, up towards parallel of the mat. Then lift it up towards the back diagonal. Keep that back leg straight and then bend into your knee, taking your left foot over towards the right side of the room. Just wind up for your feet, one way then the other. Really push into the mat to create a bit more length. And then bring your left foot back down towards the mat. Come up high into the toes. And then walk forwards. And let's all meet at the front of the mat in our forward fold. Be nice and heavy. Just relax through your shoulders and your head. Start to come into your hamstrings. As you're letting natural gravity just weigh your body down. Just grab opposite elbows, sway from side to side. This time, interlace again behind your lower back. Just place your hands in your sacrum. On the inhale, gonna just come to a halfway lift. Drawing the shoulders back, letting that through the spine. And next, I'm going to bend forward as you start to lift the arms off the back. Again, be nice and heavy with the body. As you come into your forward fold, your arms nice and straight, your hands interlaced. Start to bend through the legs as you bring the hands back up and over, and then let your hands go heavy once again. Just take your feet so that they're hip distance apart. I'm going to turn and face you so you can see me. So your feet are hip distance apart. You're still heavy through your torso and through your head. I'm going to start by just taking the right hand. You aim to grab the outside of the left foot. So just lift the left foot up. Really bend through the knees. If you're not touching the floor, you're nowhere near the floor. Bend all the way as much as you need to into your knees. Take your hand underneath the outside of your left foot. So the right hand is on the outside, underneath the outside of the left foot, and then hold it there. So you're straight through that right arm. Again, bend as much as you need to in the knees. And you're going to start to open up the body towards the left side. As you lift your left hand up towards the ceiling. Take your gaze up towards the left hand, or take your gaze down towards the foot. And then see if you can start to lengthen out through your legs. And as you do, just use the resistance of the right hand to pull yourself a bit closer towards the mat. It's a real nice twist you got going on here. And then relax your left hand down, release your grip, and just take the other side. So again, bend as much as you need to in the knees. Just how you take that left hand and place it underneath the outside of the right foot. So your fingers go underneath, just underneath the sole of the right foot. This I'm going to wind up and open up your body towards the right side of the room, taking your right hand up towards the ceiling. Feel free to take a slight bend in that left knee if it helps. And just really lengthen out through that right leg. One more breath. And then release your grip. Bring your hands back down towards the mat. We're slowly going to just wind up one vertebra at a time. Stay heavy through the head, stay heavy through the torso. Come up slowly. Everything be heavy. As you come to the top, roll your shoulders back. And lift your head up. Face the palms forward into Tadasana. Just bring your feet together, close your eyes for one breath. Blink open your eyes. Take your hands into prayer. On the inhale, let's lift all the way up towards the ceiling. Take your hands up towards the sky. And on the exhale, bend through the knees. Bend from the hip and bring your hands all the way down into a forward fold. Let's come into a halfway lift. So take our hands to the shins. Lengthen up through the arms. Roll the shoulders back. Draw in your belly. And on the exhale, place your hands down. And step the left foot back. Step the right foot back to join the left foot. We're all going to meet in high plank. Just walk forwards and back. Forwards and back on the toes. On your next foot forward, we're going to start to bring the knees down to the mat. Bend into the elbows and come all the way down. For the first one, we're going to come up to the Sphinx pose. So place your forearms on the mat. So the soles or the palms are face towards the floor. We're going to start to lift up through the chest, drawing your chest through your arms. Engage your belly lock, so drawing your lower belly, press into the mat with the toes as you come up. And on the exhale, still engaging the belly, come down to the mat, place your hands underneath your shoulders. On the inhale, let's all push up into an upward facing dog, like slight bend in your elbows, your knees will be off your mat. And on the exhale, push into the mat as we all meet back in downward facing dog. And for one breath, take a deep inhale in, and exhale out. On the next breath, let's come high on the toes. Let's all step towards the front of the mat. Place the hands on the shins, so we come to a halfway lift. Lengthen out through the spine, roll the shoulders back. On the exhale, release down. On the inhale, bend through the knees, come all the way up towards the ceiling. And then nice and tall. And on the exhale, bring our hands to our chest. On the inhale, the arms go up. On the exhale, bring the hands through the chest as you bend the hips, so you come all the way down. On the inhale, come up to a halfway lift. Take your gaze on the front of the mat. On the exhale, place the hands down. Just start step the right foot all the way back first. And then take the left foot, join the right foot at the back. Again, we're rocking forwards and back on the toes. Pushing that through the heels. On the next foot forwards. Let's all drop the knees. Uncurl the toes. And let's bring ourselves all the way down to the mat. We're going to come to Sphinx pose again. So placing your forearms, your elbows are stacked underneath your shoulders. Your forearms are on the mat. The palms of your hand are facing down. Feel as if you're using your hands to drag your body through. So really feel as you're pulling your body through your arms. Drawing your lower belly. And on exhale, release down towards the mat. Just now place your hands underneath your shoulders. Let's all push up into our upward facing dog. And exhale, curl the toes under as we come into our downward facing dog. Take a deep inhale in. Roll the shoulders away from the ears. On the inhale, let's come high on the toes. Let's all step. We'll jump towards the front of the mat. Let's all meet. Now forward fold. On the inhale, come to halfway lift, hands to shins. On the exhale, release down. On the inhale, come all the way up towards the ceiling. On the exhale, come straight down this time. Hands comes all the way through the chest. As you come into a forward fold, Vinyasa. On the inhale, let's take a halfway lift. Roll the shoulders back. Exhale, hands down, left foot back. Take the right foot to join the left foot. Back on the mat. Again, forwards and back on the toes. For a couple of breaths. On your next walk forwards, or in a high plank. Again, feel free to drop the knees or stay nice and tall in a high plank. Come down into a low plank, bending through the elbows so they're at right angles. Let's push up into our upward facing dog. And push down into downward facing dog. Here for just one breath, take a deep inhale in, exhale out. Come high on the toes, just jump or step, and just meet one another at the front of the mat. Let's come to a halfway lift, roll the shoulders back, lengthen out through the spine. Take your breath to your lower back. On the exhale, release down. On the inhale, we're draw the arms up all the way towards the ceiling. And on the exhale, we come all the way back down. Engage your belly as we meet Uttanasana, a forward fold. Let's take a halfway lift, hands to shins. Lengthen out through your back. Exhale, place the hands down. Let's take that right foot all the way back. And take the left foot straight on the right foot. So we all once again meet in high plank. Let's rock forwards onto the toes. And bend through the elbows so they're at right angles. We're going to push up into our upward facing dog. Take a deep inhale in. Let's push back. It's all meeting down facing dog. On the inhale, come up high into the toes. Just jump or step forward towards the front of the mat. On the inhale, let's come up to a halfway lift. Roll the shoulders back. Exhale to release down. Inhale, bend through the knees. Just come all the way up. Create length through the body. And on the exhale, bring our hands to our chest. Really engage through the abdomen here. Go for one more on each side. And just pick up the pace a little bit more. On the inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, bend the hips as we come down. Inhale to come up. Exhale, hands down, step the left foot back. Step the right foot back on the left. Just meet in high plank. Let's walk forwards and back on the toes. On the next rock forwards, come high on the toes. Feel free to drop the knees. Come down into a low plank. Let's push up into a high plank. Walk forwards and back again on the toes. On your next walk forwards, again, feel free to drop the knees. Let's all come into a low plank. Let's push up into our upward facing dog. Maybe lift the knees up off the mat. Curl the toes under as we come into a down facing dog. Come up high on the toes. Just jump or step forward towards the front of the mat. Try to create a bit more heat. Let's come up into a halfway lift. Draw through your lower belly. Take your gaze on the front of the mat. And relax the body down. Uttanasana. On the inhale, it's going to come into chair pose. You're going to bend through the knees. And start to draw your arms up towards the front diagonal. Take your gaze in between your hands. You go for that anterior tilt of the pelvis. So try and avoid the Beyonce booty look. You want to create an anterior tilt of your hips. Draw on your lower belly. So you can go any further down. Just embrace the shakes and the burn in the thighs. And on the next breath, come all the way up to standing. Bring your hands to your chest. Take a deep inhale in as you go all the way up towards the ceiling. Exhale, strengthen the hips as we come all the way down towards the mat. Inhale, let's come up to a halfway lift. Rolling the shoulders back. Exhale, place the hands in front of the mat. Step back with the right foot. And step back with that left foot. As we all meet in high plank. Walk forwards and back on the toes. On your next walk forwards, let's all bend for the elbows as you come to a low plank and just hold it there. Let's push up one more time into high plank. Walk forwards and back on the toes. On your next walk forwards, again, bend for the elbows to right angles. I'm going to push up into our upward facing dog. Curl the toes under as you come to our down facing dog. Take a deep inhale in and energetically really draw your heels down towards the mat as close as they can go, so they don't reach us all good. Again, just create length in your back by pressing your palms into the mat. On your next breath, come nice and high on the toes. and step forward as we all meet in front of the mat. On your next breath in, just come to a halfway lift. Roll the shoulders back. On the exhale, release down in Uttanasana. Taking your head towards your shins. On your next breath in, come into chair pose again. Maybe put your feet hip distance apart. That's a bend into the knees. Take your arms up towards the right diagonal. Again, you're going for that anterior tilt of your hips. So draw your belly in. Take your gaze towards the front diagonal. Just hold it there for 3, 2, for 1. So you can come any lower with the bum. And then let's all come to stand. Well done. Let's come and bring our hands to our chest. On the inhale, let's all take the arms up towards the ceiling again. On the exhale, you know we're going all the way down towards the mat. On the inhale, let's take our hands to our shins, roll our shoulders back. On the exhale, bring our hands to the mat. This time I'm going to come to a low lunge. Step our left foot all the way back, drop that left knee, and curl your left toes. Once you feel nice and grounded, then start to lift the torso up from the knee, from the upper thigh. Take the arms up towards the ceiling. Create space and a nice stretch for the left hip flexor. You can engage through your lower abdomen, your lower abs, draw your belly in. And on the next breath, bring your hands to the front of the mat. Uncurl the back toes. Take a big step back for that right foot to join the left foot. Let's all meet in high plank. Swap forwards and back. Next swap forwards. Then come into a low plank. Let's push up all together in an upward facing dog. Draw your chest through. And on the exhale, come into a down facing dog. For the next posture, we're going to maybe walk your hands a bit closer towards center. We're going to take that right hand, lift our right hand up and take our right hand, much like how we started at the beginning of the class. Your right hand is going underneath the sole of your left foot. If you can't quite reach, try and take your right hand to the outside of the left calf. So you balance on the left hand, your right hand is holding the outside of your left calf. And so you can take your gaze just underneath your left armpit. As you come to a nice twist into your lower back. And on your next breath, let's come back into our down facing dog. Release the grip. Let's all meet in a down facing dog. Let's all lift that left leg so it's parallel with the mat. And let's take that knee all the way through as we come to low lunge on the right side. So dropping that right knee. Uncurl your right toes, place your right shin on the mat. Once you're nice and grounded, start to lift your torso up off that left knee and left thigh. And draw your arms up towards the ceiling. Remember to engage through your lower abdomen. Consciously draw your belly in. And feel your stretch come to that left hip, that right hip flexor. You can try not to dump into your lower back. Sit nice and tall for your torso. For one more breath. Place your hands at the front of the mat. Uncurl your back toes and jump your right foot to meet your left foot at the front of the mat. Let's come to a halfway lift. One breath, roll the shoulders back. Exhale, let's come down to Uttanasana. On your next inhale, draw the arms all the way up towards the ceiling. And exhale, bring your hands to your chest. On the inhale, let's go high. Take your hands up towards the ceiling. Let's bend from the hips as we come all the way down, low. Let's come into a halfway lift. Hands to the shins. Roll the shoulders back. Place your hands down onto the mat. This time we're taking that right foot all the way back towards the back of the mat. And drop that right knee this time. Uncurl the back toes as we come into a low lunge. And lift the torso up off that left thigh and go nice and high with the hands. We're here for 3 breaths. So really feeling into that right hip flexor. All these high and lows. It reminds me of a quote I heard or I saw on Instagram from, I think, A Day in the Life of Queen P, a quote from Michelle Obama. If they go low, we go high. That's what we're doing today, going high and low. Here for one more breath, really shine your chest up towards the ceiling. And cartwheel the hands down towards the front of the mat. Uncurl your back toes and in one giant knee, take that left foot to meet the right foot at the back of the mat. We're all in high plank. Again, feel free to drop the knees as we bend down into our low plank. We're going to push up into our upward facing dog. Draw in your chest with your arms. Curl the toes under as we meet in downward facing dog. Take a deep inhale in and exhale out. So inhale in and exhale out. This time walk the hands maybe a bit more towards center. So this time we're balanced on the right hand. So feel nice and grounded. You're going to lift that left hand up. You can take that left hand to the outside of the underside of the right foot. If that isn't quite there for you, take your left hand, to the outside of the right shin. And start to draw your head underneath your right armpit as you come to a twist. Here for another 2 breaths. And 1. This will meet again in downward facing dog. We'll inhale, taking that right foot so it's parallel with the floor. I'm going to draw that right foot all the way through. Drop that left knee, uncurl the left toes. Let's all come up in a low lunge. Take the hands up towards the ceiling. Again, remember to engage through your lower abdomen. Give yourself a nice anterior tilt of the pelvis. Here for one more breath. Maybe reach back and place your hands to the front of the mat. Curl the back toes under. And one giant step. Let's all meet at the front of the mat. That Uttanasana, our forward fold. On the inhale, come up to a halfway lift, roll the shoulders back. Draw your belly in. On the exhale, release down. On the inhale, I'm going to come all the way up towards the ceiling. And on the exhale, bring our hands to the chest. I'm going to go for one more sequence, and again, speed it up a little bit further to create a bit more heat. So you know where we're going. On the inhale, we're going to go high. On the exhale, let's come low. On the inhale, let's come to halfway lift. On the exhale, hands down, place the left foot all the way back. Drop that left knee and curl the left toes. Let's come high. As we finish that left hip flexor. And on the exhale, place the hands on the front of the mat. Hold it there. And come to a half split. So I'm going to push back, lengthen that through that right leg. I'm coming high. And sit on that right heel. Start to bring that stretch into the right hamstring. Maybe walk the hands forward a little bit. Spin into your stretch there. Here for 2 more breaths. Curl your toes in towards your face. Engage through your right quad to find a bit more length in your right hamstring. And on your next breath, start to bend in through that right knee. As you come forward, curl the back toes under. And one giant leap, you're taking that right foot to join the left foot at the back of the mat. On the inhale, just rock forwards. On the exhale, bend through the elbows. Just push up into our upward facing dog. Curl the toes under as you will meet in our downward facing dog. Then lift that left foot so it's parallel with the mat. And on the next breath, going to step all the way through, taking that left foot down. Drop that right knee, uncurl the right toes. On the next breath in, and lift the torso up off the left thigh. Again, we're going for that anterior tilt of the pelvis, drawing that belly in. Create a nice stretch in that right hip flexor. And on the next breath, let's take our hands down towards the mat. We're going for the half split on the left side. So start to walk the hands back a little bit. Lengthen that through that left leg. Curl your left toes in towards your face. Engage through your left quad. It should create a bit more room to come into that left hamstring. Maybe start to walk your hands forward a little bit more. Start to bring your chest towards your left shin. On your next breath, just bend into that left knee. Curl your back toes under, and one giant leap, taking that left foot to join the right foot and the back on the mat. Let's all walk forwards, high on the toes. Let's bend for the elbows to come to a low plank. Let's push through to come to a upward facing dog. And on the exhale, curl the toes under. Let's come to a down facing dog. It's a nice flow there, guys. Let's start to walk that left foot a bit more towards center of the back on the mat. On the next breath, we're going to lift that right leg against its parallel. On the breath out, bringing that knee to the nose. And we're holding it for 3, for 2, for 1. And step that right foot. So it's bang center at the front of your mat, in between your hands. So feel as if your feet are facing the same direction. You're high on your back toes. And they come up into a crescent lunge, a high lunge. Once you're nice and grounded, start to lift the torso up. That left leg is nice and straight, embracing the wobbles. You've got a slight bend in your right knee. Aim to go towards 90 degrees. Once you're nice and stable, getting high on your back toes, lift the arms up towards the ceiling. We're here for 3 breaths. Again, engage through your lower abdomen. You want that nice anterior tilt for your pelvis. On your next breath, bring your hands to your chest in prayer. On the inhale, create some length for your upper body. On the exhale, we're going to spin over towards the right side. So I'm going to take that left, outside of that left elbow. So sit it just on the outside of that right thigh. So if it's a bit tricky to keep that left leg nice and straight, feel free to drop that left knee to the floor, but still try and create that twist through your lower abdomen, your spine. Keep your hands in prayer at the center of the chest. Just use the resistance of that right thigh against the outside of the left elbow or left tricep. So you've got any more room just to spin yourself over. And you can level up from the ears down. Just start to lift that left knee up off the mat and come into a full expression. On your next breath, you can spin over and come into our warrior 2. So that right leg, you've got a bend in that right knee, that left leg is nice and straight. Bring your arms up towards parallel. On the inhale, flip that right palm over and seesaw it back as we come to reverse warrior. So we should have a bit more room for our right side, following from the stretch we did at the beginning, to come up and over. And on the next breath, let's come back to warrior 2. From warrior 2, we're going to come into humble warrior. So interlace our hands behind our lower backs. Lengthen up through the arms. Shine your chest up towards the ceiling on the inhale. And on the exhale, start to lean your belly forward, lean your body forward, your torso. Just bring your torso so it sits inside of your right leg. Pinch between the shoulders as you start to lift the hands, if you can, up off the sacrum and coming up and over. Should also feel nice. Hopefully it's nice, a nice stretch into your right hamstring here. And on the next breath, engage through your core to bring yourself back up. And I'm going to turn your right foot in. So both feet are facing forwards. I'm going to come into a wide-legged forward fold. So just take your legs So they're beyond the width of your hips. To a comfortable position, place your hands on your hips. On the inhale, again, shine your chest up. Drawing your low belly. On the exhale, bend from the hips. Try not to push out for the bum. Just try and come straight down with a nice straight spine as far as you can. If you've got a block handy or a tall book, maybe maybe take your hands to the block. So you want to really create some length in your back here. You're not just collapsing down. If your hands are touching the floor, that's great. If it's not, that's also great. You're just going towards your edge here. Again, no one's judging you, so don't judge yourself. Just enjoy exploring what your body can do. If you're able to take your hands to the outside of your feet, then again, feel free to do so. If you can, just use the resistance to pull. Especially if you're putting both feet together, and that just help you get a bit more deeper into your hamstrings. And you're creating, again, length and space in your back here. Slowly your head might start to come towards the mat. But we're not going there, we're going to release the grip. Start to come up to a halfway lift. Shining the chest forward. On the exhale, forward. On the inhale, start to walk the feet in. So walk the feet in. So they're just beyond the hip distance. And spin forward again. So now you want your feet so they're almost on train tracks. So the left foot is on the outside of the mat, and the right foot's on the outside of the right side of the mat. And come into pyramid pose. So we're shining our hips forward. We're not sideways on. Our hips are facing forwards. Just place our hands on our hips. On the inhale, we're going to shine again the chest up towards the ceiling. And on the exhale, just use your hands, but as if you're tilting yourself forward. Go long in the spine. As you go long in the spine, you're going to feel a nice stretch down your right hamstring at the same time. And if you've got a block handy, place your hands on your block. Your block will be towards the left side of your mat. You're going to wind up through that right shoulder this time. Create some space in the upper back. So start to take that right arm up towards the ceiling. Maybe follow it up with your gaze, or take your gaze down towards the mat. It's a nice spinal twist. On your next breath, let's release the hands down towards the mat. Place the blocks on one side. Let's all walk back and meet in high plank. Try and remember what I did now so we can do the other side. Let's rock forwards onto the toes. Again, feel free to drop the knees. Let's come down into our low plank. Push up into our upward facing dog. And push back to a downward facing dog. Take a deep inhale in. And on the exhale, release the breath. Release it through the nose. Roll your shoulders away from your ears. Just feel as if you're clenching in your jaw. If you are, relax your jaw. Step that right foot a bit more towards center at the back of the mat. So I'm going to lift that left leg. Is it left leg this time? It's left leg or right leg? I think we're doing right leg. If I'm wrong, apologies. Lift that right leg so it's parallel with the mat. Actually, sorry, it is left leg. If your left leg so it's parallel, and on the next breath, we're going knee to nose, and then we're stepping that left foot all the way through. So you're high on your back toes, you're high on your right toes. You're bending to that left knee. Let's come up into high lunge, into crescent lunge. And draw your arms up towards the ceiling. Again, you're going for that anterior tilt, so you're not sticking your bum up, out. You want to tilt forward, engage through your abdomen, and take your arms up towards the ceiling. On your next breath, bring your hands to prayer, lengthen out through your torso, and on the exhale, when you twist to the left side this time, taking your elbow, outside of your elbow to the outside of your left thigh. You keep your hands in prayer. If you can, you want your hands towards the center of your chest. Nice and tall for your back toes. Again, if it's there for you, if you're needing to drop that right knee, please go for it. On the inhale, draw, lengthen. On the inhale, take a deep breath. And on exhale, see if you've got any more room to twist a bit further towards the left-hand side. Okay, feel free to come up high into the back toes, come to the full expression. And on the next breath, going to spin around and come into warrior two. So left foot's forward, right leg is back. Your right arm is towards the back of the room, your left hand is forward. On the inhale, going to flip that left palm over, come up and over. As we come to reverse warrior, hit just one breath. And then exhale, I'm going to come down, placing that left elbow on the outside on the inside, that left thigh. I'm going to mix up a little bit here. This time I'm going to open up the body towards the right side of the room. On your next breath in, use the abdomen to come up, back to warrior two. Again, we're going to take an interlace behind the lower back. Maybe take an opposite interlace to mix it up a little bit. Lengthen out through your arms. This is showing your chest up towards the ceiling. And on the exhale, start to fold forward, bringing your chest so it sits inside of your left thigh. Try to maintain your integrity of the pose by preventing your hips from spraying out towards the left. Try and keep it towards the center of the mat as you lift your arms up and over. Just if you're pinching in between your shoulder blades, just bring some awareness to your upper back. As you breathe in, just consciously feel as if you're taking a breath towards your muscles here, your trapezius. Then let's breath in. Come up. I'm going to spin around, I'm going to turn around 60 on the other side. So turn your left foot in. This time, I'm going to take a wide-legged forward fold in the opposite direction. This time, again, either keep your hands on your hips, or if you want to take that interlace behind your back again, please do so. So on the inhale, shine your chest up, draw your lower belly, and on the exhale, bend from the hip. Again, feel as if you're maintaining integrity by not sticking your bum back. Try and bring some weight forward into your front toes. That will help maintain your leg position and bring your arms up and over. Again, feel yourself pinching between the shoulder blades. On your next breath, relax the hands down towards the block. Or if you can reach the mat, the floor, just place the soles of the palms onto the floor. Move your left palm towards center. This time I'm going to draw up through that right hand. Take that right arm all the way up towards the ceiling. Again, we'll come to a nice spinal twist here. You'll take your gaze up. You'll take your gaze down towards your hand. And then let's swap. This time the right hand goes down. Start to wind up through that left arm. As that left hand goes nice and high. On your next breath, bring the hand back down towards the mat. Let's come to a halfway lift. Just let your gaze be on the front or the side of your mat. Exhale to release. Inhale, let's come all the way up. Start to walk your hands in. Start to shuffle your feet in, 90 style. This time we have a pyramid pose on the opposite side. So your right foot is, have we done this side? We've done this side. So this time your left foot is forward, your right foot is back. So your left foot is towards the outside of the left side, and your right foot is at the back of the mat, towards the right side of the mat. Again, we're shining your hips forward, as opposed towards the side. This time I'm going to take opposite hands to opposite elbows. Inhale to shine up, and exhale, start to bend from the hips as you bring your torso forward. You have to go all the way down. Just go towards your edge. Draw your lower belly to maybe create a bit more room to come a bit further down. If it's there for you, feel that stretch come to your left hamstring this time. And release. If you've got a block handy or maybe your bottle of water, just take it into your right hand, place it just before the front of your mat, and just wind up through that side of the body one more time. So the right hand is on your block, or if your right hand touches the floor, it's all good. And then just take the left hand and your left arm up towards the ceiling, coming to again a nice spiral twist. And let's come down. We're just going to walk ourselves back into a high plank. So meeting high plank, walk forwards into the toes, slowly come down for 3, 2, or 1, and release. Release yourselves down, all the way down towards the mat. Take your gaze over towards the left-hand side. Just bring a nice stretch to your neck here. Shake out through the hips. Just feel nice and grounded and supported by the mat here. Your heart rate should be coming back down again after the flow from the beginning. Just turn your head over to the other side now. Stretch out through the other side of the neck. Balance yourself out. And just look forward, place your chin on your mat and come into locust pose. So take your arms. So your arms are in line with your body. Your elbows are at right angles, and your hands, the palms of your hands are flat on the mat. So you come into a cactus arm position. On the inhale, we're going to just lift the upper body, the head, and the arms up off the mat. Don't try and bend into your neck. You're not trying to look forward. Just try and keep a nice relaxed neck. But nice and tall for your torso. You're squeezing between the shoulder blades. And then relax your shoulder blades and start to come back down towards the mat. I'm going to repeat that one more time, but this time I'm going to engage the legs. So the feet are going to lift off the back of the mat. Maybe also the knees, maybe. So let's go for the upper body first. On the inhale, let's start to lift the upper body and the arms in cactus position and the head up off the floor. Again, you've got a nice relaxed neck here. And start to lift the feet and the knees up off the mat. Start to draw your shoulders together. Just get a bit more height. And then relax. Relax your body down. From here, we're going to just spin over. You don't have to turn around on your mat. Just spin onto your back. If you've got a towel handy, that could come in useful for the next pose. So this one's really good for if you've got any sciatica, again, just to create some length, particularly in your lower back. Start to lift that right leg up off the mat, and even take your grip underneath your right hamstring, or if you prefer to use a towel, just take your towel, and again, it's in the same position. Curl your toes in towards your face. On the inhale, lengthen up, maybe point the toes. And on exhale, release the tension in the leg and see if you've got any more room to bring your leg a bit closer. On the inhale, lengthen up. On the exhale, pull yourself, pull your leg a bit closer in towards your head. Let's go for one more. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to see if you've got any more room to come a bit closer. And then start to release. Release that right leg slowly down towards the mat. Let's just take the other side. So the inhale starts to lift that left leg up off the mat. You can either use a towel or just take your interlace behind or underneath your hamstring, the left hamstring. On the inhale, lengthen. And on exhale, release and just pull your leg a bit closer if you can. Try and keep your sacrum, your lower back, flat on the mat. So don't try and come off your back here. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to pull. So gentle squeezing. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to pull. Just hold it here for 3, 2, for 1. And release that left leg back down towards the mat. So I'm going to take we'll draw our legs in and put your feet together. And your knees apart as you come into Baddha Konasana legs. And just using your hands, just where the groove is between the thumb and the index finger, if I'm correct. We'll just use that just to create a grip on that upper thigh. From here, we're going to just lengthen out or just push into the thighs. Feel as if you're pushing your thighs away from your body. And that again, create nice length in your lower back. So on an inhale, take a deep breath in. And on exhale, start to lengthen out through your arms. You're not trying to push your feet forward. Just keep your feet where they are. Keep your knees where they are. As you push away, you just create some length in your lower back. Inhale to relax. And on the next breath, just again, push those legs away. On your next breath, let's bring the knees together. Draw your knees in and just start to massage out for your lower back. And take it in the opposite direction. And start to rock up and down. Just massage for your spine here. On the inhale to come up, exhale to come down. Inhale to come up, exhale to come down. And let's come up. I'm going to spin around to the other side. So I'm going to take a seated spinal twist here. So let's first come into Vishnu Shasana. So we want to go out with that left leg, put the right sole of the foot on the inside of your left thigh. Sit nice and tall for your body. And on exhale, just start to walk the hands forward. Again, you might not reach the shin or the feet here. Just be nice and heavy, be relaxed. I'm not going to do a deep stretch on the hamstring here. That's not any tension. Start to walk up the hands and take that right sole of the foot and place it up and over the left thigh. So going for spinal twist towards the right side. So lift that left arm nice and high. Take the crook or the bend of the elbow just around that right knee. Take that right hand behind your body. Inhale, sit nice and tall. Exhale, keep your chin above your chest and just start to twist on the lower belly over towards the right hand side. Inhale to lengthen up. Exhale to twist. And then release out. Maybe lengthen out through the right leg this time. And take the inside, take your left foot towards the inside of your right leg. Start to walk your body forward. Again, you're not trying to overextend or force the posture here. Just be nice and heavy for your torso. Just let gravity do the work here. Sit nice and tall. Take that seated spinal twist over to the other side. So lift that left foot up and over that right thigh. Again, keep that right leg straight, or if you want to, you can bend that right leg backwards. Lift that right hand nice and tall. Take the bend of the right elbow around that left knee. Sit nice and tall for your body, and take that left hand behind your body as you come into the twist. Again, see how we're trying to keep our chin above our chest. Inhale to lengthen up. Exhale to twist. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to twist. And let's release out. Just shake out the legs. come into a supine twist here before we finish up. So just come back to lying on your back. Bend that right knee into your body. Take that left hand up and over the outside of your right knee and start to bring your right leg up and over. Again, your knee might be high, it might be low, it might go towards the floor. You just go towards your edge. But you want to just place your left hand on the outside of your right knee and take your gaze over towards the opposite side. Again, breathing clicks. You might hear your lower back. And release out. As you release, you've got a flood of blood that's going to go to your digestive system here and oxygenate your lower belly here. This time I'm going to take that left knee, pull that in towards our body. That interlace around that left knee. Release that left hand, take that right hand over the outside of the left knee and just take the opposite side. So draw that left leg up and over the right, towards the right side of the room. And then take your gaze over towards the left side. Just use the weight of that right hand. Just bring a bit more resistance against that left knee. Just come back towards center. Just draw both knees in and lengthen up through the legs. As we come to stillness, we find ourselves into Shavasana for a minute or so. Just close your eyes. Your heart rate should be back to normal now. Close your eyes, lengthen out through your neck. Let your body be nice and relaxed as we come to stillness. Start to bring some movement to your hands and your feet. Maybe rock the head from side to side. Take a deep inhale in and exhale out. Let go of your Ujjayi breath. Draw your knees in towards center. Just walk over to one side. Push yourself up. Just keep your eyes closed. So come into, just finish the practice. Come into a seated position or maybe sit on a block. Come onto your knees. Take your hands into prayer, center the chest, your eyes closed. Just give yourself thanks for rocking up again this Sunday. I thank you as well for your continued support. Let's go and have a great week and enjoy the moments. Take your hands into your prayer, to your forehead. Have a great week. Thank you. Help time, a little bit over again. So, all done for another Sunday. Thank you for rocking up. It's 25 to 2, so I'm late. Apologies. But no, I hope it was decent. Try to mix it up with a nice flow to bring some energy to the body, whilst also remembering to bring some awareness to the back, in particular the lower back. As I said, I've got a session recorded, which I'm going to put up on Tuesday, which is about 15 minutes long, so it's good for the mornings or the evenings. So I'll share it on Instagram, and it'll come live on YouTube. And the website's got all the videos as always. But yeah, thanks. Oh, battery on the iPad is dead, so no music to finish up today. But no, I hope everyone has had a good session. I'm going to tap in the comments. Good to see you again, D-Man, 52 weeks, going running in the rain. Take my hat off to you. Thank you again, B. Glad you found it great. Queen P, supporting us always. No, have a great Sunday. I'm going to stop chatting. I'm going to go and eat some food. But no, have a good week, and we will speak soon. I'll see you next Sunday. Thank you.